And let's put the spotlight now on the infrastructure space. Infrastructure developers have been on a roll, it seems, winning 19,400 crore rupees worth of contracts in February alone. Is the beleaguered sector on the cusp of a recovery? To discuss this, we have Santosh Yellapu, a senior equity research analyst, infrastructure at Angel Broking. Also joining me on this discussion are my colleagues Shraddha and Pranoy. Shraddha, starting off with you, give us a sense of where these orders have come from and put in context for us this 19,400 crores. Which are the sectors which have been the biggest beneficiaries?
Well, if we really talk about the kind of ordering activity, the trend that we've actually seen in the infra space, if I talk about February 2016 as the last complete month, with respect to the project tenders, various awards, NHAI, Power Grid Corp awards, the total value of contracts awarded in Feb 2016 stood at 19,400 crores. In fact, that's an increase of 42% if we compare it to Feb 2015. However, this has been mainly driven by the power equipment sector, where BHEL won a significantly large order. Even if we talk about the value of the contracts awarded year to date, that is for the 11 months till February 2016, that stood at close to 3 lakh crores. That is again an upside of 33%. If we specifically talk about the road contracts, there the NHAI has awarded projects amounting to as much as 43,000 crores or 3,500 kilometers year to date, and that has also mainly been in the EPC space. In fact, according to a report by MK Global, out of the 49 projects that have been awarded so far, if we talk about the competitive intensity in the EPC projects, 20 of the projects out of 49 have been bid at a discount of 1 to 27% to the benchmark cost, whereas 20 projects were bid at a premium of about 1 to 28%. Even if we look at the kind of activity that we've seen in terms of the recent order wins over the last 1 week, companies have won orders of as much as 3,500 crores. So we've seen that across the capital goods space. You have Crompton Greaves, Jas Energy, Suzlon Energy, KC International, that also won a good 1,000 crore order yesterday. L&T has seen a good order win pipeline. In fact, we even have sources saying that they could win larger gun orders over the next 6 months. In the oil and gas space also, we had smaller names like Alpha Geo and Deep Industries that actually saw some orders coming in. So that's how the last week actually looks like, at least on the ordering activity front.
Right. Before I go to Pranoy on the other good news in the entire infra space, let me get our guests in on this. Santosh, what do you make of the pick up in the power equipment side specifically? Because yesterday we also had KEC International talking about how a lot of states are giving out orders on the transmission and distribution side, T&D side. Now we've got this BHEL, and BHEL, mind you, over the last 5 days has been a very spectacular mover as a stock, because over the year it has been such a laggard. My question to you is, are you seeing a discernible pickup as far as power equipment goes?
Yes, BHEL in the month of February has reported 2 order wins, one from AP, Telangana, and one from Tamil Nadu, Tangentco. These 2 projects, I would say that yes, have contributed to uptick in, are showing that there is an uptick in the awarding activity in the power equipment space, but it needs to be seen, the pipeline, we do not see a strong pipeline for the power equipment space to continue in the long run from here on, or medium to long term from here on.
Give me a sense of why you say that, because right now a lot of state governments seem to be putting out tenders, and that does indicate a pickup in activity in the power sector. Why are you saying that you're seeing this only as a temporary move up or a temporary blip?
Yeah, first and foremost, Telangana state, after the Telangana state government new state was formed, we have seen that 3-4 projects have been awarded, and that is in the last 12 months, and that is the result. We are seeing increase in the order book or order inflows for BHEL flowing in from Telangana government, number 1. Number 2, coming to the point, we sense that even though state electricity boards are ready to award the projects, but the current financial health is still not yet very much comforts for this awarding to continue in the long run.
Fair enough, Santosh. Hold your
view.
okay. Hold your thoughts. Let's also get my colleague in Pranoy. Pranoy, we've only touched upon a very small category, which is power equipment. Take us through the news flow, because we've seen a fair amount of news around infrastructure, which has also been positive, be it from the roadside or the amendments to the MMDR Act and what it means for M&A, etc. Take us through the entire piece.
Well, absolutely. And roads happens to be a big segment where the government has tried to take incremental positive steps. Firstly, starting off with around mid-year, where they allowed companies to divest in completed road assets. So you had Lanco and the likes starting to divest, and successfully so in such a strained market, find buyers. More importantly, as far as the InvITs are concerned, some incremental moves towards that coming in. IRP, GMR Infra happen to be two of the primary movers in case of InvIT. Something on the lines of REITs for real estate companies. You'll have InvITs for infrastructure companies where they can specifically list road assets and basically attract foreign investments. Recently, over the last 2 days, FPIs have been allowed to invest in InvITs, as also the SEBI nod coming in, so which bodes as a positive for companies like IRB. Also, a fortnight back or just before the budget, we realized and we learned that the cabinet has approved the hybrid annuity model. Of the 4 models of project award in case of road projects, this happens to be one of the better ones, which is a mixture of BOT annuity as well as EPC. So it gives the benefits to the concessionaire. There's a project financing upfront of 40% by the government, as also the risk of inflation as well as toll revenue is hedged for the concessionaire. So incrementally, definitely some positive policy moves have been initiated by the government in order for it to realize and take material impact. Obviously, that only time will tell, but there have been certain policy moves on which there have been certain positive moves seen across the board for road developers as well.
Let's get Santosh back in on this conversation. Santosh, I'm going to zero in on roads, which has been the most exciting and the most betted upon area of infrastructure for some time now. Year to date, about 42,800 crore rupees of projects have been announced. And out of this, about from a BOT standpoint, it's about 10,800 crores. What is the pass-through effect of this that you see in the infrastructure companies or in the infrastructure space, and what's your outlook for the road builders?
Okay. Of the total awarding activity across the broader infra space we have seen in the last 10 to 11 months, almost 50 to 60% of it has flown in towards the roads and highway sector, and that is again mainly driven by the NHAI side. And now, if I compare the same numbers with the last year numbers, then yes, we are seeing almost a 50% kind of growth, over 50% kind of growth on the awarding front, with almost 45,000 crores of road projects awarded to date. So that's a very big positive for the road EPC as well as asset developers. Now coming back to the road space, within the road space, of the 3,600-700 kilometers of road projects that have been awarded to date, almost over 2,600-700 kilometers of road projects awarded are from the EPC space, and the remaining from BOT and from the hybrid annuity model space. Which again, if I compare it with how it has if I again compare it to the last year, the EPC section has seen a very strong awarding activity in companies like Sadbhav, L&T, KNR, PNC Infratech. They are some of the key beneficiaries. And when it comes to asset development space, unlike our expectations, very ILFS transportation, ILFS transportation has won 4 projects in the last 3 quarters, whereas IRB has won only 1 project, and the remaining projects have been won by private players like Dilip Buildcon, UniQuest Infra Ventures. So on a whole, this uptick in the awarding activity is very good thing for the road EPC as well as BOT players, and we expect this trend to continue going forward on the back of almost over 70,000 crores of road projects. When I say road projects, it includes both BOT as well as EPC segments. Over 70,000 crores of road projects are under tendering phase as of now. So, which again comforts us about this uptick to continue in the awarding activity. And this awarding, and if I again look at one more data point, that in last year, for the entire full year, we did almost 1,400 kilometers of road construction. I'm just talking about the NHI numbers. Whereas in the first 10 months itself, the construction activity has crossed the 1,500 mark. So it is just not that the tendering activity has picked up or the awarding activity has picked up. We are also seeing the execution also picking up gradually. So we expect the tendering, awarding, and execution activities to continue, move in the north direction from here on. And companies with strong presence in road space should be the key beneficiaries. Within that space, we are very positive about companies like Sadbhav Infra, KNR Constructions, PNC Infratech.
Okay, fine. Now that's only one piece of the pie, roads and power equipment. There are lots of other areas that are seeing a fair bit of activity, but the fear is that none of the stock prices are really moving up because of the high leverage in the space and the non-performing assets from here, which are a legacy problem. We'll head into a short break. We'll come back and talk to Santosh about all of these things and also get the top picks in the infrastructure sector. Do stay with us. Welcome back. We're talking about infrastructure, whether there's a pickup over there, and still with us is Santosh Yellapu, Senior Equity Research Analyst, Infrastructure at Angel Broking. Santosh, we've been speaking about the power equipment space and the road space, but the other interesting development has been this whole, the InvITs benefit, the trust that companies can use for managing the income from good projects which they can get investors into. IRB got a go ahead for InvITs and the stock was up substantially. How much of a game changer do you think this piece is?
This would be a positive development for asset developers, given that they would be able to clean up their balance sheet up to a certain extent by moving out by moving out their operational projects into the infra investment trust, and this would again give them an opportunity to focus on growth and be less worried on the balance sheet leverage part once they move their assets into the infra investment. So this is going to be a positive thing. And just to add, even today the media reports are saying that in addition to IRB and MEP Infra, ILFS Transportation is also considering an alternative of exploring infra investment trust. So this is
GMR, if I'm not mistaken. As is GMR, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So 4 companies are on there.
Absolutely. Now, this is what is happening on the ground, right? A lot of EPC projects, BOT projects in the roads. You have this whole piece on this trusts that are coming in. But I'm going to ask you that post the budget, where do you see the maximum pickup happening? Because this budget did have a lot on infrastructure, especially the rural side. If you were to look at what the policy statement said, where would you put your money right now?
If you look into the granular details of the budget, the focus has been on 2 areas: infrastructure and rural rural economy. And again, if I look into the infrastructure sector, there are 2-3 pockets where government has shown increased emphasis. Roads first to start. Second, urban development, which includes metro and smart cities. And the third, I would say, is water treatment and river interlinking projects. So these are the 3 areas where we see opportunities coming up in the medium to long term point of view. Yes, road sector, given that over the last 1-2 years we are seeing a lot of developments. First, the government started with creating a favorable atmosphere by creating more, making changes to their existing model concession agreement, then making higher allocations in the budget, and then now we are seeing emphasis is now catching up on the execution part. So road sector, we expect this momentum to continue, where all the road EPC companies road companies should get benefited as a result of this. Whereas if you look into the second and the third area, that is the urban development and the water part, in urban development also we are seeing metro is catching up. We are seeing where Delhi and beyond Delhi and Mumbai metro, the government is looking up at setting up metros in another 20 cities, and those works are at various stages. So we expect metro to be one area within the urban development to see increased traction. Like recently, BEML had won a 900 crore project from Kolkata metro expansion phase. We expect this trend to continue going forward. Again, if I'm not wrong, another 1400 crores of tendering is happening for various civil and mechanical works at Delhi Metro and at Mumbai Metro. So we expect this momentum to continue going forward in the metro space. And smart cities, as you'd be aware, the government has already identified the top 20 cities, the first 20 where work is expected to start sooner. And in the again,
Santosh, I'm sorry, we are running out of time, so I'm going to jump in over here. Given all of this and also the legacy leverage in many of these companies, what's your top pick or top 2-3 picks in the infra space right now from Angel?
At this moment, we are having a positive view towards road EPC players, where we have a buy rating on KR Construction with a price target of 603. We have positive view on Sadbhav and PNC with a price targets with the respective price targets of 289 and 558. And we recently upgraded ILFS Transportation with a buy, considering the recent developments, where we have a price target of 93. So these are our top 4 picks as of now.
Right, Santosh, we leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us with your perspective. Meanwhile, we are also seeing a fair bit of action in the cement counters today, and that's largely because of the fact that cement companies have increased prices, and this is also an indication of some